communication. What do they understand when they say communication for their child? So one person from Hindi can talk now. Yeah, please go ahead. Any of the parent. So communication का
शब्दों का आदान
मतलब,
प्रदान।
yes, बताइए।
शब्दों का आदान प्रदान मैम, एक दूसरे को अपनी बात समझाना।
जी बहुत बढ़िया। कोई और? Okay, I wanted to talk. I see lots of things in the chat box. I want 3 people to talk. Let's make it a little more interactive. Anyone is talking or shall I continue?
Looks like
I guess
people are
more.
more.
Okay.
Present your views.
Okay. Anyone? One more.
To express himself or herself. I mean, this is like presenting my thought to somebody, to someone whom I am talking to. It could be anyone. It could be any way.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, everyone can mute now. Yeah. Well, so जैसे कि मुझे आंसर मिले शब्दों का आदान प्रदान, वेरी गुड, दैट इज वन फॉर्म ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन। शब्दों का आदान प्रदान हो गया, इसका मतलब कि हमने अपनी इच्छा, अपनी डिमांड, अपनी जरूरत पूरी करने के लिए या अपने भावनाओं को बताने के लिए हमने शब्द यूज किए। दैट इज सर्टेनली वन एंड द वेरी बिगेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ दिस कम्युनिकेशन। यस, then comes the second I got is present your view. Present your view, yes, like whatever thought or perspective or your opinion have about something, we present in the communication. Very good. Then express himself or herself. It could be need, it could be demand, it could be idea, it could be negation, it could be some sort of questioning, or it could be some sort of seeking information. Then presenting thought to any, it goes in the same. Yes, very good. So whatever you all said is like it's a combination. Okay, so communication something is like when we convey our need, demand, idea, our yes, conveying message using words or sentence. Very good. So हम जब भी अपनी कोई बात किसी को बताना चाहते हैं, हमारी जरूरत हो सकती है, हमारी इच्छा हो सकती है, हमारे भावनाएं हो सकती है, किसी के प्रति हमारा कंप्लेन हो सकता है, किसी के प्रति हमारा कुछ उसकी प्रेज हो सकती है, कुछ भी हो सकती है, राइट? किसी के प्रति हमारा रेसिप्रोकेशन हो सकता है। सो ये सारी चीजें हम कम्युनिकेट करते हैं, हम अपने सामने वाले को सेकंड पर्सन, थर्ड पर्सन, इट कुड बी इन अ ग्रुप, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द मोड ऑफ सेटअप वी आर देयर, कि हमें किसको पकड़ना है, किनको बताना है। ठीक है, सो हाँ, हम जब कम्युनिकेशन बोलते हैं तो इट्स वेरी बिग टर्म दैट वी यूज, कि हम शब्दों का आदान प्रदान करते हैं, लाइक वी यूज वर्ड्स। या इट्स ट्रू, but think about a child. When child is born and child cannot talk, right? Like till 6 month or 7 month, child doesn't have any meaningful word, not even the non-speech sound. Like they do not follow your command of laughing or clapping the hand or pushing something away or throwing or catching a ball, those kind of thing. But फिर भी वो हमसे communicate करते हैं ना, like जैसे छोटे बच्चे हैं, after 1 month or 40 days they start communicating with us. As such, if you see, they reciprocate with us. हम उनकी तरफ देखते हैं, स्माइल करते हैं, तो they might not smile at you back, but they give you intense eye contact, they give you this that gesture, they have that happiness on their face. It's not very evident by then, by 1.5 or 2 months, but gradually it increases. जैसे हम उनको कुछ अगर डांटते हैं तो they make that startled face, they give you the startled reflexes. अगर हम उनसे प्यार से बात करते हैं तो they give that kind gesture, the very adorable gesture. When you hug them, when you cuddle them, when you like Indian parenting that happen, like we play with the child in various manner, and then they reciprocate. So that is also form of communication. Yes. So communication has got two parts. I don't know if a few of you have attended my first seminar. Second seminar I would have discussed there, I guess, that communication has got two parts. One is verbal communication, second is the non-verbal communication, right? So even us, the adults, when we say communication, half of our, not half, but around 40% of our communication is non-verbal communication. Even if you see talking to me, like giving a webinar, even though it's a one-sided, only I'm talking, not able to see most of you, not able to hear most of you, but I know there's a person sitting, there are people, a bunch of people sitting in front of me, and I'm talking to them. So I'm expressing myself. It's just the information I want to share with you all, but this is also a part of communication. I'm using my words, but more than that, I guess I'm using, along with that, I guess I'm using the expressions as well, right? So expression could be anything, the facial expression, the body, the gestures of body, the elaborated gesture. Elaborated gesture as in like one particular gesture for particular thing. For example, if you're sitting in front of someone and you pat the someone and, excuse me, am I saying to everyone? Hello, Monsa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you're sitting in front of me and I pat you and I do this gesture, you certainly will understand without saying me that, okay, I need some sort of, either I need water or the coffee or the cold drink or the juice, those kind of things. So that is also one of the way of communication. Yes. So that is what I mean by verbal and non-verbal communication. So हिंदी में verbal communication का मतलब होता है हमें अपनी इच्छा, अपनी ज़रूरत, अपनी क्या कहते हैं इमोशंस, किसी के बारे में अच्छाई, किसी की बुराई, किसी को सलाह देना, किसी को मशवरा देना, ये सब उनको बताना होता है, राइट? सॉरी. सो जब हम किसी से बातें करते हैं, जब ये चीज़ें करते हैं, तो हम वर्बल और नॉन वर्बल दोनों मोड यूज करते हैं. इवेंचुअली प्रीडोमिनेटली हम वर्बल होते हैं, हम शब्दों का यूज करते हैं, बट जस्ट मान लो फॉर एग्जांपल हमने किसी की बुराई करी, you see the facial expression or the body gesture you use that time, or when you praise, जब आप किसी को praise करते हो, किसी के बारे में अच्छी बातें बताते हो, तब you see the facial gesture or expression of your face at that point of time. It's completely different. Okay, fine. So उसमें क्या होता है कि जैसे बच्चा बहुत छोटा है, जब उनके पास शब्द नहीं है, जब वो बोल नहीं सकते, वो सिर्फ रोना और हंसना भी प्रीडोमिनेटली विद द साउंड्स नहीं जानते हैं, फिर भी बच्चा हमसे कम्युनिकेट करता है, हम उनको पुचकारते हैं, हम उनको दुलारते हैं, हम उनको डांटते हैं, तो वो हमें रेसिप्रोकेट करते हैं. बेशक वो बोल के नहीं करते, बट उनके फेशियल जेस्चर, उनके बॉडी फॉर्मेशन से आपको पता चलेगा कि वो हमें रेसिप्रोकेट कर रहे हैं. अगर डांट दिया तो वो स्टार्टिंग कर एक्सप्रेशन देंगे, अगर हमने उनको प्यार किया तो उनकी फेस पे वो प्यार वाली नाजुकता वाली चीजें आएंगी, राइट? सो ये हो गया हमारा कम्युनिकेशन का पार्ट. सो नाउ मूविंग टू द today's topic is milestones of communication. All right, so what I have done is divided them to, it's not exactly the milestone. So milestone is what we know the discriminately that we have to reach to, for example, we have to reach to the top. You come back from outside and you know you have to reach to the top at your place. So you know that there are steps. You open the door, you climb the stairs, or you use the elevator, and then you open your residence, like the entrance house of your door of your house, and then that's how we enter. So the milestone, the part of these steps are very discriminate. But when you talk in the communication, although I have divided, but it's not very discriminate, like ye aayega tabhi ye aayega, means this part will happen, then only will happen, because it's a combination of verbal and non-verbal communication. All right, so all the things are interdependent. They all are interdependent, and they all develop simultaneously, but some develop at some point of time. Some of this milestones develop little faster, little more grossly, little more evident to be seen, or some of the part develop little less dominant, little less faster, little less evident. Okay, So first would be development and use of senses. So when I say senses here, senses predominantly I refer to the auditory and visual, auditory, visual and tactile, because we have five senses, the primary five senses, but we do not say all of them, because in communication those two comes little secondary. Because agar if you don't have this primary senses, the language cannot be developed, the verbal language communication cannot be intact because of that. But if two of the secondary senses are developed, but primary senses are not developed, responsible for language, then communication will never be achieved. Yes. So what I'm telling in terms of development and use of senses are: auditory sense is the first and foremost, visual sense is the second and still the most important, and the tactile, right? Tactile, because there are so many things we need to feel and then only we can talk about it, or we can understand. Tactile, okay, yeah. Tactile is what you can touch, feel, like basically when you use your skin to do that. That is what called tactile. Yeah. So auditory means कान, सुनना. सुनने का दो होता है. Ear is responsible for hearing. There is difference between hearing and listening. Hearing means बच्चा सब कुछ सुन रहा है. What happens in the ASD kid? ASD kids don't have, most of the ASD kid, more than 90%, if they don't have a comorbid condition existing along with the ASD diagnosis, then they are the one who are hearing properly. Then comes the listening. So listening is the major point I wanted to make in terms of audition. Listening is understanding of the said word or processing the said word by the part of brain and decoding the information what we said. Like for example, me and you are sitting, and if I say, okay, I want a glass of chilled water, so you cannot see, but still through the auditory information you process the whole scenario. I said, like, I want the water in a glass which should be chilled. You can give me the chilled water, or you can put ice to make it chill, right? So this is what I mean by auditory. Then comes the visual, right? There are many things, like most of the things we say better when we see it, right? Auditory and visual are important and interdependent again. Then comes the tactile, because without touching it, there are so many things that without touching it you cannot actually talk about it, or you can answer about it, or you cannot feel about it. So auditory, visual and tactile are the senses we say, development and use of senses, which is very important for audition. For example, if any of you must have come across one or two person in your life who have a visual or the auditory impairment, hearing impairment, then you see they do communicate. It's not that they don't, but their communication is not intact. Intact as in like at par with respect to a typically developing person of that age with all the senses intact. They have some or the other thing compromised. Second is like, since we are completely on the ASD platform, that with our kid, it's not that senses are not functional. Majorly, more precisely, senses are not integrated. It's very important to integrate all the senses in order to process the information. The senses which we have, all the five senses, are the pathway, roads to the brain. They take the information to the brain, then the brain processes and sends it back to your articulators to talk about it, to tell about it, or to give any reaction, be it verbal or non-verbal. If, for example, if you touch something really hot, then certainly it reaches the brain, and then brain gives you the instruction to withdraw yourself or withdraw your part of the body from that particular thing. So integration of senses are very important in order to have a proper communication. Next comes the non-verbal language. Yes, non-verbal language as in like pointing and gestures. Like जब बच्चे बहुत छोटे होते हैं, जब उनको बोलना नहीं आता, लेकिन अगर उनको कुछ चाहिए तो वो उस चीज को देख के आपको जरूर पॉइंट करेंगे, तो आपको समझ आ जाती है, या वो लेके फॉर एग्जाम्पल बच्चे को पानी चाहिए, उसको बोलना नहीं आता, बहुत छोटे बच्चे को बोलना नहीं आता, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट अ टिपिकली डेवलपिंग किड एज ऑफ नाउ, तो वो कुछ ना कुछ पीने की चीज लेके आपके पास आ जाएंगे, या फिर आपको खींच के फ्रिज या आरओ के पास ले जाएंगे, जिनके घर में भी जो पर्टिकुलर सेटअप होता है उसके हिसाब से। अगर उनको कुछ चाहिए, मान लो उनको बिस्किट चाहिए, डब्बा नहीं खुला तो लेके आएंगे, आप नहीं समझोगे तो फिर आपका हाथ पकड़ के डब्बे को आपसे खुलवाने की कोशिश करेंगे। So it goes like that. So non-verbal language is like gestures and pointing. So after the senses are developed, this gesture and pointing starts happening in order to communicate for the typically developing kid. Then comes the receptive language. Yes, excuse me for a second. Again, the language. Now the role of language comes in communication. So language is something when you use words to exchange our idea, thought, needs and demands. So language के फिर से दो पार्ट हो जाएंगे, एक होगा रिसेप्टिव लैंग्वेज जिसका मतलब होता है समझने की चीज, और एक होता है एक्सप्रेसिव लैंग्वेज जिसमें होता है कि आप अपने आप को वर्ड के थ्रू एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हो। सो देन कम्स द रिसेप्टिव लैंग्वेज। तब क्या होता है उस बच्चे में कि जैसे आपने बच्चे को ये नहीं पता कि वो उसको क्या बोलते हैं, लेकिन उसको ये समझ आती है कि हम उस पर्टिकुलर चीज को क्या बोलते हैं। जब तक बच्चा बॉल यूज करना ना सीखे, बोलना ना सीखे, फिर भी आप बोलोगे बेटा बॉल दे दो, या बच्चा बॉल से खेल रहा है तो बॉल रख दो, या बच्चा आपके फोन से खेल रहा है, आपने बोला या एक्सक्यूज मी स्टॉप इट, give the phone to me, or if watching television कि आप टीवी बंद कर दो, even they'll not say, at least they'll follow your command. So this means the receptive language. Then they understand the meaning of word, they can execute your commands or instruction, but they do not use those words to express at this stage of communication. क्योंकि अभी तक उनके पास स्पीच नहीं है। स्पीच क्या होता है कि शब्द का, साउंड्स का यूज करके शब्द बनाना, देन शब्द का यूज करके सेंटेंस बनाना, सेंटेंस को इलोंगेट करके कॉन्वर्सेशन और जो भी पर्टिकुलर फर्दर चीजें होती हैं, डिबेट करना, बहस लगाना या आंसर देना, क्वेश्चन पूछना, डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ लैंग्वेज यूजिंग द स्पीच. सो कम्स द रिसेप्टिव लैंग्वेज एंड द स्पीच, एंड देन फाइनली कम्स द एक्सप्रेसिव लैंग्वेज, जहाँ पे बच्चे खुद से अपने शब्द यूज करके अपनी सारी नीड, डिमांड्स और नेगेशन, ब्लेमिंग, कंप्लेंट अपनी कर सकते हैं यूजिंग द वर्ड. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एक्सप्रेसिव लैंग्वेज. सो इतने हो गए आपके बेसिक कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ लैंग्वेज. ये सब होना जरूरी है हमारे कम्युनिकेशन के लिए, इंटैक्ट कम्युनिकेशन के लिए. एंड देन कम्स द प्रैग्मेटिक्स. प्रैग्मेटिक्स का मतलब है लर्न किए हुए लैंग्वेज को हमें डिफरेंट कम्युनिकेशन सिचुएशन में यूज करना. फॉर एग्जाम्पल बच्चे को आ तो गया कि ये बॉल है, ठीक है, कि ये क्या है बेटा, बॉल है, ठीक है. अब वो डिफरेंट सिचुएशन में कैसे यूज करा, बेड के नीचे बॉल घुस गया, उसको पता नहीं कैसे निकालना, तो ही शुड नो व्हाट टू बी सेड इन पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन यूजिंग द वर्ड्स. दैट इज कॉल्ड प्रैग्मेटिक्स. यूज द वर्ड इन डिफरेंट कॉन्टेक्स्ट फॉर कम्युनिकेशन. कभी उसको बॉल से खेलना है तो ही कैन आस्क यू फॉर द बॉल. कभी उसको बॉल शेयर करनी है और ही वांट्स अ पार्टनर, देन ही कैन आस्क यू चलो मेरे साथ बॉल से खेलो. अगर उसका बॉल कहीं गुम गया तो वो आपसे पूछे कि मेरा बॉल कहाँ है, क्या आपने बॉल देखा है, या आप मेरा बॉल ढूंढ दोगे, ठीक है. सो इन इंट्रोडक्शन आई हैव elaborated on use of senses. Again with what the point I wanted to make is in the population of ASD, the major difficulty, very major difficulty, that's why the basic learning is hampered. And most of the occupational therapists would have told you once you visit for the occupational therapy assessment about your child that sensory integration, right, and the perception of senses are very much hampered. I would focus on you that any kid who are above 3 or 3.5 can express their need but do not have identification of object, labeling of object, and color, shape and number identification. 80% of the kids have sensory integration issue, specifically with the audition and the vision. And More precisely, the visual perception and visual discriminations are affected. I repeat it again. Kids who all are 3.5 or 4 do not have identification and labeling, yet have difficulty with the sensory integration. More precisely, visual perception, visual discrimination. Note down the 2 points. Visual perception and visual discrimination are thoroughly impaired. So there are 2 type of people who work on them. One are occupational therapists who are trained in that particular sensory integration therapy skills. There are very few. You need to get the information from them. And then this big eye hospitals who have that multidisciplinary treatment options. In Delhi, this Daryaganj Hospital, Shock Hospital is very good at that. So these are the places you can visit for. Your child has midline crossing issues. Your child has formation issue. Your child has similar matching issue. These all comes under this visual. Okay, so differentiating visual perception and visual discrimination, that is not my topic to elaborate on. OT people are better. I can only tell you others areas problem, not the solution. Not good at it. So this is the thing. Brain Gym helps. Then the other program called Mendability. It's a US based program. It's not a promotion, just my personal opinion, because many of my kids have worked with this Mendability program, and they are doing wonderful. Just for the information, it's not promotion, nothing. Just for the information, Mendability. It's US based program, online program. It's really helpful for this integration. Why do I emphasize more on it? It increases the awareness and alertness of the senses, because senses are integrated. Vision and audition are the primary senses. We depend on the communication. So always check for the visual and auditory perception and discrimination with your child whenever they have difficulty on all these above mentioned topics. Yeah. Now comes the gestures and pointing. So like kids who are non-verbal, ASD non-verbal, and I wouldn't say non-verbal, less verbal kids who are still at the words, like they have the identification, they have the labeling. For example, if they want to switch on the TV, and if you're not putting it on, they'll hold your hand, probably they'll get your remote, probably they'll switch the switchboard on, and then they might point to the TV. They can keep saying the TV, they can but they do not know how to make the sentence, so they'll elaborately give you the gestures to put on the TV, or anything for that matter, anything as in like any sort of activity. Because why did I give you the TV example? Because most of the kids are screen freak nowadays, or phone for that matter, or tab for that matter. If they don't know the password, they'll come take your now these kids are so smart that take your thumb, try to place on the touchpad so that it can open, or they'll try drawing the pattern, they'll come to you, hold your finger, keep trying the patterns and all. Yeah, so that comes the gestures. So it's good, having gesture and pointings are good. So what you do at that level, when your kids already have gesture and pointing, give them the word multiple times. And then at that point of time, you restrict the use of word, because they don't have the expressive word. And if you use multiple word for the same action or the same object, for example, if they have to put the TV on, and then you say switch on the TV, put on the TV. So if you use multiple word for the same action, especially because noun is always noun, it will be same all the time. So verb keeps changing in day-to-day situation when we do the communication. Restrict to the simple and the specific use of words, so that it's easy for them to grasp. Maybe in the coming 10-15 occurrence, they might get the word TV on, remote on, switch on, right? So make it simple, keep it specific, keep it repetitive. It helps in developing the expressive language. Then comes the receptive language. Now you say that my child understands that take the ball, give it to me, keep it there. So yes, that is there. They understand it's one step instruction. They do understand. The difficulty comes when you ask your child that what is this? They say remote. They know the function of it, that we are doing the we put the AC or the TV or respective appliances of the remote, we put it on and off with this. But when you ask it, Kibita, what do you do with this remote, or why do you want the remote? So when the length of word increases, they do not understand your what do you say, and what if they don't understand what do you say, they cannot answer it even then they know it. So whenever you try to increase their receptive language after a certain level, like child has leveling, child has this phrase level communication, or the simple one step communication can put forth their need and demand. तो उनको आप okay, so is it going good? I see something over the screen. You are stop presenting. Is Pramod, Mr. Pramod is there? Sir,
Yeah, I'm
is
here.
Mr. Pramod?
Yeah, I request about
It
share your
started
screen.
reflecting on the screen something. Okay, fine. So,
Yeah.
when you want to increase the receptive language, use modeling, lots of modeling, use pointing, use imitation, right? So, for example, if child comes to you and if you ask your child with the remote, for example, remote or phone, for example, it's a very basic thing. All the kids do love the phone and know how to use it, phone or tab. So, beta, what do you want to do with the tab or the phone, right? Then child doesn't answer you, then you have to increase it, and you know that child knows what to do with it, but he cannot answer me because he does not understand my question. By the time child should know that what is this, he can say you it's a phone or it's a tab. So after this level I'm talking you to increase the receptive language. Take the phone or take the tab, put the song, put the puzzle, put the game, put the story. Ask them what do they want to do, then certainly they'll say you some keyword. If not very clear, they'll say you some keyword. If it's a poem, they might tell you some poem. It's a game, they can tell you some word about it, indicate you what they want, or it's a song, or it's the puzzle or whatever. So once they're done, then you repeat it. Do close the whole, do go back to the zero, give them the phone. Now you tell me, give them the option. You want to watch the song, you want to see watch the video, the this poem or the rhymes, you want to do the puzzle, you want to do the game. They'll not tell you yet, right? So let them do that. Okay, fine, you put it. Whatever you want to put, you put on the phone or tab. Once they're done, then tell them, okay, you wanted to watch phone. Then again put the question back. What do you want to do with the phone? They'll not tell you. Make them say after you. Watch video, play game, do puzzle or whatever that particular thing. So that is very helpful in um, elaborating the receptive language or developing the receptive language. Then comes the speech. So speech exclusively for the kids ranges from do not have labeling, do not have this the level of putting forth need and demands. Then certainly you have to exclusively work on the speech, like they cannot repeat the word or they don't know how to say it. So फिर you have to work on the speech exclusively, where you can bring out the expression echolalia, like echolalia imitation of the word, and then it can be used. But speech is very tiny part, and that happens with less than 30% of the ASD kid who are like really non-verbal. They cannot even repeat the word. Certainly, they will have some comorbid condition existing. You need to refer back to your speech therapist or ABA therapist. They can tell you why the speech is not come at least. So speech doesn't mean even if child says one word, the speech is achieved because child can articulate. Child repeats or echoes all the words. Speech is good. Now you have to work on the language. Next comes the expressive language. All right. So expressive language has, I'll say, 4 parts. First thing, child can put forth the need, right? Then okay, so I'm ignoring all the question in the this chat box. Later I can review them. So whosoever have whatever question, they can put in the chat box. I will contact them back with my answers whenever it's possible. Keep putting up the question because after that there'll be no record of it.
And we will address them in the last.
Yeah. So this labeling, right? And then comes the putting forth the need. So if child can put forth the need, even in a word, it's fine. Next comes the child can say it adequately in the phrase or the sentence. For example, putting forth the need, child needs the Lays or Kurkure. If he says Lays good enough, he can say it. You understand child needs the Lays. Next comes the putting in sentence. Whether he wants to buy the Lays, whether he wants to eat the Lays, whether he wants to see the Lays, whether he wants to get another Lays, like he does not like this Lays. So then comes the function of sentence in the communication. All right. So expressive language. Always work on the expression. In order, last few sessions I have mentioned noun or verb, whatever your child picks first, let it be. For example, child says de do, because verb are the first predominantly achieved part of speech in most of the kids, typically or atypically, collectively. Child says de do, and you know that child needs something because you are the immediate caregiver as a parent or any of the family members. You have a phone and child comes de do. Very good, you understood. Now your job is to elaborate. Yes, then you say because he can repeat the word after you. At least if he can say the phone or de do, you say phone de do, right? So that's how you have to increase the expressive language. So verb plus noun, or if it's like phone, then you have to say de do, phone de do. Verb plus noun, then add the subject. Mama phone de do, papa phone de do, mujhe phone de do, right? So subject, object, verb, and the hierarchy goes like subject, object, preposition, subject, object, subject, preposition, object, verb. हिंदी में उसी का आप देख लेना कि पहले नाउन और वर्ब करते हैं, फिर नाउन वर्ब क्या कहते हैं, सब्जेक्ट नाउन और वर्ब करते हैं, फिर सब्जेक्ट प्रीपोजिशन ऑब्जेक्ट और वर्ब करते हैं. Yes. So that hierarchy will go on. So this comes the increasing the expressive language, the length of sentence. So once child is on need and demand usually come simultaneously. थोड़ा सा reinforcer use कर देंगे, तो it's almost the similar. Then comes the communication maintain करने, क्योंकि उनको आ तो गया है कि अपनी need बता दें. जैसे आपने पूछा अच्छा what do you want to do with the phone, they'll not tell you. So now work on the WH question to increase the expressive language. All the WH question, it was on the last webinar. You can contact back to Mr. Pramod for the dates and the videos. It would be available on their website. So follow the hierarchy of question. So need is done, demand is done. Then work on the question. Question as in like making your child understand the question and answering you back. All the WH question in the hierarchy. Hierarchy is given in the one of my webinar. You need to get there through Mr. Pramod. Then question is done. Now work on the putting up question. Because now you ask your child, what do you want to do? He can say, why do you need this? He knows that I need it for this. How will you do it? He can elaborate this. Then comes the initiation of communication. So by now your child is only able to initiate the communication by putting forth the demand and need. He doesn't know any other way of initiating the communication. Questions are very important. So now work on the question so that your child can initiate the conversation, like how me and you meet, and then we start communicating through the question. Even it's these are the basic greeting etiquettes, like okay, how are you, how have you been, it's been long, or those kind of stuffs. Then work on the question. question hierarchy, also refer to the previous webinar for that. Yeah. Then comes the pragmatics. So pragmatics is a very big umbrella for the whole language, including verbal and non-verbal, that completes the communication. Includes the use of emotion, use of word, different part of language like questioning, putting demand, putting their needs forth, debating, defending themselves, blaming, complaining, all sorts of that. Yes. So for pragmatics, the best way to work on pragmatic, once the language is done, start, first thing you need to work on. Meanwhile, you might be working on few of the kids achieve by themselves, or eventually they learn the emotions. Once the emotions are done, then you work on their imaginative talk. Imaginative, okay, before imaginative, think and talk. So now, till now, your child is at the level of see and talk. So whatever they see, they can talk, right? Whatever they can feel, they can talk. So now try to work when things are not happening in front of the eyes, out of sight thing. Initially, you need to work in pragmatics, things which are, talk about the thing which is happening in past. So immediate past, little immediate, remote past. Then you work on the same thing. For example, if you know that your child has a particular pattern of going to park and he'll do all these things in the park. So by now your child, once he's come from the park, and he can tell you the past event on the base of their memory and IQ and the experiences. Now you start doing the same sort of thing, planning, think and talk, right? So you say, okay, you go to this park and you do this, this, and this. Now you give him the another situation. Okay, we are going to give it the reference of friends or relatives, like we're going to their place. They have this park, they have this particular type of equipment in park. Change one or two while saying it, or maybe different, like gym park, or make it some gym park or those kind of things. So now you tell me, what will you do? So develop the imaginative think and talk skill, that they have the event has reoccurred in the past. You have to recreate similar event for the future, and they have to comparatively talk about it. So then they don't have this thing which is in their side. They don't have the thing which they have came across in the past. Now they have the similar situation, but they haven't come across in the past. And then they have to think and talk. Okay, so if you say that, okay, this particular park has this merry-go-round, for example, and if your park doesn't have merry-go-round, so you can explain it. Okay, this merry-go-round thing is a round thing, there are many chairs, so many like 5 or 6 this kids can sit on the chair on the round thing. And it goes round, revolves around the particular axis. Use the simpler word to explain it. So now what will you do in that park? So you have a swing, you have a slide, you have this merry-go-round. So develop the the thought and talk skill. Once it is done, then you have to work on the imagination and talk. So now he knows, when you come to this level, you have this, your child have this certain skill that he can compare or slightly imagine the particular situation. Yes. So for example, if you say that, okay, fine, we went to this mall and we are going to another mall. Now you tell me, what all will you do? So he knows that the all malls have, because by now he has been to 3-4 malls. So by he can certainly make a outline of the mall, that mall has many shops, mall has a play zone, mall has a food court area, mall has this theater and all those things. So let them imagine and decide. Yes. So work on the imagination for different in different context. Again, the reference could be place, person, object. These are very easy way to cover all the thing. Talk about place, talk about person, talk about the object. Yes. The imagination is done. Then you have to work on this, and meanwhile keep working on the questioning skill. Questioning skill, as in like your child knows how to question and how does he use the question. Very important for the AST kid that they are very restricted to the environment or the person. So generalize it as much as possible so that they have this, and teach them to initiate the conversation, and do not teach only with the certain set of this greeting question or etiquette questions. So you can tell them, give them the frame of question like, okay, we are going to meet this uncle and auntie. You can ask them about their kids, you can ask them about the food, you can ask them about the game they have, you can ask them about whatever child is little interested, what if it's phone or anything. So that once the child knows that okay, I can talk to that person about this, then he'll start putting its effort to bring out the topic. So questioning, working on questioning as in like generalization of questioning is very important in order to developing the skill of conversation initiation or communication initiation. So that is one. So visual imagination. So if child can imagine the imagine the situation and talk good, then the final comes. How does he use all the learned skill in one particular context? Because when we talk as an adult or as a typically developing individual, so we use all the things. We use our demanding, complaining, blaming, putting forth our need, questioning, all the things in the communication. Now comes to these kids. So it doesn't, even if you teach all the skills together, only 10 to 15% of the kids do use all the skills by themselves in communication, even though they have the skill. So now you generalize these learned skill in different contexts, with the immediate family member, with the strangers, with the like seldom visiting relatives, or so on, right? Once the things are achieved, meanwhile you should be working on the peer interaction using all these skills, so that the pragmatic skill can be flourished and child understands where and how and with whom and how much he has to use it. Yes, so these are the things in the pragmatics. By now I guess I covered my topic of milestone of communication. If anyone have any question, can talk, put the question exclusively on this topic. We have 15 minutes to go.
Right, right. I can see there are questions, but ma'am, I would request you to choose those questions because a few of the questions looks like they are outside of this topic. We're talking right now. So you
See,
can
the
do it.
thing is, okay, let me see. Okay, so I see lots of people asking for the link for the website, the previous one, sir, you can share with them. Yes.
Yeah, sure. I will share those links.
One question I'm picking up from the Indu Kalsan, right? I feel it's relevant, so I will do it.
Right.
Most of the time, AST kids dot every answer and they give exact same answer for exact same question. Sometimes they unable to answer if you slightly change the question. What should we do? Yes, again, it's the game of word. For example, if you ask your child, what is your name? Child will answer you. If you ask, can you tell me your name? Child will not answer you. This is the example I can give in this reference. Yes. So what you have to do is make them work on the focus of keyword, the name. Again, if you work only on the name, next time you might ask what is your father's name. They might tell their name. So that is also one of the problem with these kids. So what is your name? Make child focus on the key phrases. What is your father's name? So can you tell me your name also has the phrase? What is your name also has the phrase. So key phrase of the sentence most of the time in language with excluding the exceptions are there. So make them focus on the keyword. So if you ask, beta, can you tell me your name? They'll not say. Then you say your name. You might repeat or emphasize on the phrase, key phrase of it. It helps one. Second thing, you do not use the same set of line for every answer all the time. Yes, when you teach your child questioning and answering skill, please do not use exactly same line for every time for all the answers. Yes, that these are the two tips I work, and it works good with the child. Next, one second. Okay, I see one of the question not related to this one, but how to stop echolalia. Yeah, well, देखो echolalia two cases में होते हैं. There are two possible situation echolalia can happen. One is self-talk that keeps happening, that is more related to the sensory thing, right? Self-stimulation and the auditory regulation kind of thing that has to be worked with your OT. That is one kind of echolalia. Second echolalia comes when you ask your child something, he repeats the thing. That's exclusively come under the part of language, that the echolalia has to be treated in terms of language. Reason could be the part of this echolalia, the language related echolalia, is that child might not understand your question. For example, if you have a remote as of now, and if you ask beta, what do you do with the remote, and child repeats that, what do you do with the remote, it is exclusively the part of language, because child does not know the answer of it. One, child does not understand the question itself. For example, if you ask remote, and child says, if you ask what is this and child says remote, he knows the answer, he understood the question. Second thing, if you ask your child, what do you do with the remote? Child doesn't answer, child echoes it, means repeats the same thing. Child might not understand. One, child might not know the answer, that how to articulate it, even though and then you say, okay, he knows that because every day he puts the AC on and off with this. Okay, child knows how to do it cognitively with the in terms of motor skill, but verbally he doesn't know how to put forth in the word. So you have to again work on the WH question, refer to the previous webinar. Well, let me pick one more question. Okay, so
Ma'am, excuse me.
yeah, please.
Ma'am, you mean self-talk is also a kind of echolalia if the child is talking with himself or he keeps repeating a particular phrase or word, it's a echolalia or it's a verbal stimming?
I gave you both the situation. If it's by itself, the child by itself keeps repeating the things over and over again, it's self stimulation, or this sensory thing. When you when you say something, child repeats your verbatism, that is exclusively part of language echolalia. There is the problem that child does not understand, either does not understand the question or doesn't have the answer. So he, in order to process the whole information, he repeats the thing so that its brain gets the information again and tries to think. But since they don't have this all the WH question answering skills, so they don't answer. So difference between two, if they do keeps repeating things among them by itself, is the echolalia related to sensory thing. If child repeats your like second or third person verbatism, it's the part of language where the understanding about language is compromised.
But ma'am, OTs usually they don't do much in speech and language thing. Like though if it is sensory thing and if it's a self-talk is there or verbal stimming there, OT usually tell that you better go and talk to a speech therapist.
Ma'am, I gave you both the situation, no? Like being a parent of this kid with ASD, certainly you would know that about your child specifically, which part it falls under when I give you the discrimination of both the situation. Certainly they will tell you, because in India we don't have that developed interdisciplinary team treatment options. So we all work individually. We keep throwing the blame on each other. But being very honest, these are the two parts. If your child repeats your verbatism, go to the speech therapist, talk to the person. They are supposed to, we speech therapists are supposed to take care of it. Your child sitting alone keeps repeating one thing over and over again, or if you're not in front of it, keep repeating whatever you've said in the past, is exclusively the part of sensory thing, stimulation or
But
regulation.
all these issues ये टाइम के साथ धीरे धीरे सॉल्व नहीं होते हैं, इंटरवेंशन रिक्वायरमेंट कंपलसरी होता है.
Ma'am, in order to regulate the C, how our nervous system works is, it has got the adaptability, very prominent skill of nervous system. Yes, I'm giving you the example. If you are a person, if you are a person with this insulin intake, you're supposed to take the injection daily, right? After a period of time, you stop feeling the pain of it. Or more than that, if you are, we are women, most of Indian women do cooking. If you make roti, that is very basic example. Initially, when you start making roti, your finger hurts every time you flip the roti over the tawa, right? But over a period of time, what happens? It's the same amount of heat, the same amount of intensity. You do not feel the pain. So what happens is, any of the sensory issue for that matter, more than 90 days, it cannot stay with the same amount and same intensity. It changes its forms.
Okay.
Do you get it? It changes its forms if it's not provided with the treatment. Treatment doesn't make sensory diet or sensory integration. So that's how it works. Yes?
And then what is verbal stimming?
That's same. Verbal stimming is same.
Okay, fine. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Most welcome. Anyone else with any question? I think we can go with one more question. If anyone has any relevant question to the topic, can put up.
Excuse me, ma'am. मेरी डॉटर 8 ईयर की है. शी इज सफरिंग फ्रॉम ऑटिज्म. बट वो कुछ भी ना समझ पाती है, ना कुछ भी बोल पाती है. तो उसको कैसे डेली रूटीन एक्टिविटीज को समझाएं कि उसको कुछ समझ में आए. वो मतलब कुछ भी नहीं समझ पाती है. तो कोई
नॉन वर्बल है सर, उनके पास शब्द बिल्कुल भी नहीं है एक्सप्रेस करने को.
नहीं मैम, वो कुछ भी नहीं बोल पाती है. वो 8 ईयर की हो गई है.
सर, तो उनकी आइडेंटिफिकेशन में अगर आप उनको कमांड देते हो सामने पे, मान लो मोस्ट बेसिक चीज जैसे ब्रश रखा है और बॉटल रखी है, आपने बोला बॉटल दे दो, तो वो दे देती हैं?
नहीं मैम, वो नहीं. रिसेप्टिव लैंग्वेज उसको नहीं है कि अगर मैं कुछ मांगू तो वो नहीं समझ पाती है. इंस्ट्रक्शन भी नहीं फॉलो करती है. बट
सर, I certainly tell you, with ASD she has some intellectual and developmental impairment. You get to get the assessment done properly for the this intelligent quotient, development quotient और cognition के लिए सारे टेस्ट. It's not exclusively ASD case sir. उनके और भी ग्लोबल मतलब मल्टीपल डिसेबिलिटी है उनको, आपको वो टेस्ट कराने की जरूरत है. This is what is my understanding from your information.
सर मैम, उसका ट्रीटमेंट तो चल रहा है डेलाई से, एंड उसका असेसमेंट वगैरह भी हुआ है. तो ऑटिज्म उसका
IQ और सर ऑटिज्म है, मैं नहीं कह रही ऑटिज्म नहीं है. ऑटिज्म के साथ कोमॉर्बिड कंडीशंस हैं. उनकी IQ हो सकता है कम हो, डेवलपमेंट क्वोशिएंट कम हो, आपको वो देखना पड़ेगा. हाँ, उसमें वो जरूर कम होगी, इसीलिए उनकी अभी तक इतनी कम डेवलपमेंट है.
तो ऐसे बच्चों को मैम डेली रूटीन एक्टिविटीज को कैसे समझा सकते हैं? कोई
सर, हमें बेसिक से सिर्फ, इट्स नॉट अबाउट ओनली द मेकिंग द चाइल्ड अंडरस्टैंड डेली एक्टिविटी. IQ होना चाहिए, उनकी समझ होनी चाहिए. तो जहाँ पे है वहां से चीजें शुरू करनी पड़ती है हमें कि उनकी समझ की क्या लेवल है. जब उनकी समझ की लेवल हमें पता चलती है तो उस समझ की लेवल से काम करना शुरू करते हैं. फिर उनकी लेवल स्टेप बाय स्टेप हम बढ़ाते हैं. तो जब तक मैं लेवल नहीं देख लूं कि उनका क्वोशिएंट कितना है सारे डिफरेंट एरियाज में, तो मैं ऐसे नहीं कह सकती कि आप कहाँ से कर सकते हो. बट बेशक अगर IQ कम है तो उनको होलसम ट्रीटमेंट की जरूरत है.
ओके मैम.
ठीक है. Okay, we have 5 more minutes.
Hello,
Yeah,
ma'am.
right.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, please go ahead.
मैम मेरा बेटा समझता हर चीज़ है, 7.5 साल का है, ऑटिज्म है और बहुत अच्छे से हर बात समझता है, कुछ भी मंगाओ तो लाके देता है, लेकिन वो बोल नहीं पाता, वो बोलना चाहता है। तो उसके लिए क्या करूं? मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि वो बोलना चाहता है, अपने फेस से मतलब एक्सप्रेस करता है कि मुझे कुछ बोलना है, लेकिन बोल नहीं पाता, अपनी चीजें
मैम
नहीं बता पाता, पेट में दर्द है या कुछ भी नहीं बता पाता है। मगर
आइडेंटिफिकेशन है मैम उनकी, जैसे चीजों के नाम बता देते हैं, सामानों के नाम बता देते
मतलब
हैं।
नहीं, बोल नहीं पाता, बिल्कुल भी नहीं है, बोल बिल्कुल नहीं पाता, लेकिन कुछ भी मंगाने पे लाके देता है। रिमोट
जैसे
मंगाओ लाके देता है,
तीन
मोबाइल
चार
मंगाओ
चीज
लाके। नहीं,
ओके, तीन
साढ़े
चार
सात
चीजें
साल
साथ में अगर रखी हैं तो
जी
आप अगर एक चीज मांगो तो उठा के दे देते हैं।
जी देते हैं।
मैम तो आप उनकी एक्सप्रेशन लेबलिंग से शुरू करो, लेबलिंग से काम करना शुरू करो उनके साथ कि इस चीज को ये बोलते हैं, ये उनको समझ है। अब
ये
उनको
भाई बोलता है, भाई बोलता है, भैया को अपने बोलता है भाई, और
हाँ
पापा और मम्मा, तीन सब तो बोलते हैं बिल्कुल। कभी कभी बोलेगा जाओ, मतलब कुछ चाहिए हो तो जाओ, लेकिन जाना नहीं बोल पाता कोई भी सब।
मैम, तो आपको एक्सक्लूसिवली उनके एक्सप्रेसिव लैंग्वेज पे काम करना पड़ेगा, फिर ग्रेजुअली हम उनके प्रैग्मेटिक्स और कम्युनिकेशन पे काम कर सकते हैं। एक्सप्रेसिव लैंग्वेज पे काम करना शुरू करो।
कभी कभी नहीं समझ पाती हूँ तो वो मारने लगता है, उसको इतना गुस्सा आता है कि वो मारना शुरू कर देता है
हाँ मैम,
गुस्से
दैट इज
में।
वेरी सर्टेन। नो, इफ यू आर सिटिंग, आप मेरे को एक ही क्वेश्चन बार बार बोलो तो आपको गुस्सा आएगा। आप मुझे मार नहीं सकते बिकॉज यू हैव दैट माइंड कंट्रोल ओवर योर बॉडी कि मुझे ये भी, बट उनको नहीं पता है तो वो ऐसे अपने एक्सप्रेशन ऐसे वो एक्सप्रेस करते हैं फिजिकल
जी
होकर। दैट इज वेरी ऑब्वियस।
जी।
मतलब मैम एक्सप्रेसिव लैंग्वेज पे काम करने के कुछ बेसिक पॉइंट्स बताएंगे आप?
Ma'am, can you please refer our previous classes? I have given you the link in the chat box, Mr. Pramod, with the
Okay,
Autism Forum
okay.
thing. We have all elaborated webinar on two of the webinar on expressive things from
Right.
basic to higher.
So
Yes,
basically, I just want to add one thing here. मैंने सारे लिंक और अपने नंबर्स यहाँ दे दिए हैं। मुझे दिख रहा है बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स भी हैं यहाँ पे और प्रोफेशनल्स भी हैं। तो पेरेंट्स के लिए ये है कि जो प्रीवियस वेबिनार्स वगैरह उसके लिंक मैंने ऑलरेडी शेयर कर दिया, बट इनकेस अगर आपको नहीं मिल पाता तो आप इन नंबर्स पे हमें कांटेक्ट कर सकते हो
हाँ, आप
वेबिनार।
specific question आप करो. I will try to reach out to how much ever possible. Not promising for all of them, but how much ever possible, I'll try to do that.
Ma'am, when you will be having your next webinar?
That you need to get back to Mr. Pramod for that. We will decide the schedule and probably he'll publish on the website for whenever is it. Is that so, sir? I don't know how
Yeah,
does
yeah. Right, right. Actually, for that we created a separate WhatsApp group. So those who are interested for future webinar, so
maybe
they
you
can
can be
join us.
added.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
she can be added there for the further
yeah.
information.
So, I mean,
Ma'am,
you
I
So
can.
have a
Pramod sir,
question.
please do share that link so we can add, and at least in future we'll get updated.
Ma'am, आप शायद request
Everyone leave the
कर सकते
number on the chat box. No, whenever he gets time, he'll keep adding you all, I guess.
हैं। That would be better also. I mean,
Keep all of you keep your number with your name if you want to be added, and then he can add you whenever he gets time because everyone is packed with the schedule.
right, right.
Meghali has a
Ma'am,
question. Yes, ma'am.
I have
You
a
can go ahead.
question if it is allowed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the last one.
Okay.
And I request folks not to share their screen, please.
Okay, yeah, please do that.
Yeah. So, my daughter, she is able to ask questions in the Hindi, like, कहाँ है मेरी water bottle कहाँ है या मेरी, but same question if we like she has more understanding and speaking towards Hindi and less towards English. So, is it like complicated
How
or
old is your daughter?
she's 6?
Wait for one more year. Wait for one more year. It won't be that difficult. Switching the language after 7 is much more easier. Meanwhile, what you can do is start giving her instruction, the small instruction in English. Do use sandwich language. Ask question in English, ask question in Hindi, ask question in English again. Sandwich as in like आप जो भी लैंग्वेज सिखाना चाहते हो वो पहले बोलो, नोन लैंग्वेज को फिर से बोलो, फिर आप जो भी न्यू लैंग्वेज सिखाना चाहते हो. These are the tools you can use it.
Okay,
But
I
wait
mean,
for one more year, it will be easy for her.
तो
Meanwhile, you
जब
need to
हमसे ये
start
क्वेश्चन
using it.
पूछा जाता है कि is she able to ask questions or not, तो हमें क्या कंसीडर करना चाहिए, क्योंकि हिंदी में तो वो क्वेश्चन पूछ पाती है, लेकिन इंग्लिश
Yeah, she has questioning skill. That's just the language barrier. It's just the medium barrier. She does
Okay,
know
okay.
questioning skill. She comes under
Okay.
that.
Okay, so graduate, she is asking about what and where, but it is not come to when and how and why. So I think
Last session was exclusively on the question, ma'am. Again, refer back.
okay.
We have
Thank you.
elaborated discussion on that.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Thank you all. Are we
Ma'am, do
done?
you give a exclusive webinar or maybe online sessions?
We do
I
give
mean,
online.
if any parent wants to consult you as a speech and language, therapy, a one-on-one assessment and a home plan or something like that.
Yes, we do that. We do that.
Okay.
You can get contact.
Contact
you send me. Yeah, I'll share
will
that.
guide you further for that.
Yeah, I'll share you the contact, so you can just ping me on my number. Okay.
Okay. Are we done?
Yeah, I guess we are done because now it's 6:07. So thank you so much, ma'am, for your time, and
And thank you all for bearing me with the patience.
all right. So
Thank
so
you,
much,
ma'am.
everyone.
Thanks a lot. It was really very informative session. And I feel bad because it was the very first time I attended your session. I missed
No
your
problem.
previous sessions.
All the past webinars are recorded. They have them on YouTube channel, I guess. They do publish on YouTube channel.
Yeah. So
I'll check.
you can.
Refer back. Ask them to share.
Thank you, ma'am.
You have shared the link in the chat box. Refer back.
Yeah, I shared that, so people can follow that. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we are closing. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.